going to stay on him. There's a huge male lion also coming in to join. That could change this battle in favor of the Pride. Look at that. They're still going. They've managed to get one away. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely amazing? Now, as I said, there's a huge male lion charging in. And for the moment, the females and the young males are going to struggle to bring down this buffalo who's in good condition. But when that big adult male lion arrives, that could change everything. Now, this is really special. This is unusual in the Mara. Look at that buffalo still fighting. That lioness is going to try gnaw through to its spine to try immobilize its back. But you're going to see the massive strength of a male lion. There's a big male lion. He's about to jog in from the right. Oh, have they managed to get him down? Okay. Everyone, hold on. Hold on. Now, I'm going to try and get close there, but this grass is really long. So it's quite risky, very traumatic. The sounds that the buffalo are going to make are going to be very traumatic. Look at that, the big male's just leapt onto it, throwing his weight into it. Now what they'll try to do on a big buffalo like this is once it's weak enough, one of the lions will try to get onto its nose. And what they'll do is they'll sink their canines through its nose. And what that actually happens is the buffalo starts bleeding and inhaling its blood. And they actually often drown buffalo like this. This is incredible. Now half the battle, let's just go a little bit wider there. Half the battle is already won. Now it is the lions are going to basically wear down this buffalo. It is a very disturbing sounds. There we go. Once it's down on the ground, the buffalo will fight to the very end. Here comes the big male again. See, look at his claws. He's going around the head. He's trying to get that nose hold. Look, they're going for that nose hold. The buffalo's still standing up. Now, this is also incredibly dangerous for the lions. See, one of the lionesses has got onto the nose. The big male's going for the throat hold. Oh, see, the lioness has already been thrown off. Now, only a big male lion will be able to suffocate a buffalo by the throat hold. The other lions, the females and the young males, their jaws are not big enough. But you can see that buffalo is still fighting. There's still a chance he might escape. Now, as I said, this is not for sensitive viewers. This can take a very long time for a lion pride to bring down a buffalo. But you can see how hungry they are. Okay, they're going to disappear behind the tree. I'm just going to move forward. Just stay on them. And you can see that buffalo has been wallowing in the mud, which has made it a little bit more difficult for the lions to grip. It's been a bit slippery. Tanya is wondering, will they start eating it alive? Yes, they will, Tanya. Unfortunately, for lions, it is meat, whether it's alive or dead. There we go. You can hear that, and that's the blood that the buffalo is now starting to inhale. And as I said, this can take up to an hour, 2 hours even, for a big buffalo bull like this to actually die once the lions have got it into this position. But normally, once they manage to get him off his feet onto the ground, that whole process happens a lot quicker. Oh, there we go. He got away for a second from that male lion. Now, as I said, this is also very dangerous for the lions. If that male lets go and that buffalo manages to get a horn into him, they can throw lions 5-6 meters in the air. Oh, he's still fighting. These buffalo are incredibly powerful animals. This bull probably weighs about 800 kilograms, so over 1,600 pounds. Matt, a very good question. Did the other buffalo run off, or is he nearby? He did run off, but he could be nearby, and sometimes buffalo will come back to aid each other. But with the two old bulls like this, it is unlikely. Oh, look at it, he's still fighting. He's trying to throw that male off his head. Now, First Lady Shah is wondering why they're biting into the buffalo's back. They're actually trying to get down towards its spine, and also wherever they can bite and open up a wound, it's going to increase blood loss. Oh, the male, let's go. Let's just stay a bit wide. The male nearly lost his grip there. I'm just going to move again. Just stay on them while I move. The male nearly got thrown there by the buffalo. Julie is spot on. Sad for the buffalo, but a great meal for the lions. Indeed, Julie. There we go. You can see the male's got a better grip now on the nose, and you can hear that breathing. And that's as those incisors have sunk through into the nose. The buffalo will actually, as I said, start drowning on its own blood, which is a very difficult way to go. One remember, this animal's probably in so much shock at the moment. So I'm just going to keep quiet so you can hear some of the sounds that are happening around here at the moment. And as I say, this is not for sensitive ears, this is quite difficult. Now, as I say, you can see that buffalo is caked in mud. As they manage to get that buffalo off its feet, it should speed up the process. But as I said, this can go on for a very long time. There we go. They're getting him down. So that's a combination of loss of blood and also the blood going into its lungs and just fatigue setting in. Now, as I said, the buffalo will probably try stand up again. We're just going to wait in this position for a few more moments before I move around. See, once it's down, the rest of the lions have a much easier place where they can start opening up wounds, and then with that blood loss, the buffalo becomes much weaker and therefore easier to kill. So there we go. Even the male, he's managed to wrestle its head backwards now into the ground where it's not nearly as much of a threat. Lisa is wondering, are the female lions stronger than the male lions in the strength of their bite? No, they're not, Lisa. A male lion is infinitely stronger than a female. Okay, I'm just going to try and find us a spot where we can see. Now, I'm just in the middle. She is busy opening up the stomach. And the young male at the back is busy eating the genitals. Now that is very normal, and the big male on the nose is still holding on, which means the buffalo is still alive. So fortunately, it's not making too much noise. As I say, sometimes these things can go on for hours, and it is quite disturbing to be there when there's a constant sort of lowing from the buffalo. But having a big male lion around has definitely aided this pride in being able to bring down this massive animal. The females would have succeeded. It would have taken a lot longer though, because they're not as strong. And that male at first tried a throat suffocation hold, but the buffalo's throat was obviously too big and too thick, so it managed to somehow maneuver and swap to a nose suffocation hold. And those are the two sort of best ways for lions to take down big buffalo like this. Susan says the stamina of the lions is amazing. It is indeed, but you've got to have a lot of respect for the stamina of that buffalo. He fought for so long and to be able to survive. And there we go. As I said, the young male's gone through the genitalia and is now into the intestines. The big male's let go, so the buffalo is dead. So once that buffalo stops breathing, whichever lion happens to be in that position will normally let go. And so one of the other reasons why he would have tried to get the head back down like he did is it would obviously speed up the process of that buffalo drowning on its own blood and then suffocating. Wowee, that was exciting. Heartbreaking at the same time. Gremlins General says this is the first time I've seen a male lion. Oh, look at that, having a chat with his son, helping in a hunt. They do, particularly when it comes to hunting big things like buffalo. Male lions are very, very prominent in the Mara when it comes to hunting big animals. During the migration, they do a lot of their own hunting. And so he's quite tired now, so he'll probably rest a bit before he starts feeding. Now, what could be quite entertaining in this area, but not quite yet, a bit later, because those buffaloes' distress calls would have carried far and wide, and there are a substantial amount of hyenas in this area, so it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for the hyenas to arrive. Now, wasn't that absolutely insane? And as I say, heartbreaking, but incredible that these lot. Wow, there we go, they are indeed enjoying their spoils. And two adult lionesses and the big male are eating at the moment. The two little boys and another female are just sort of relaxing. They know there's lots to come and they're not too worried about fighting for it. They're a relatively small pride, so this is a very big meal. Wasn't that very, very exciting? And a pretty quick death as buffalo hunts go, so we must thanks for small mercies, because that could have gone on for a long time, especially if the big male hadn't been here. And there you can see that the difference a big male lion makes in these situations. And I said, I'm sure the hyenas might have heard those bellows. There was a hyena den not too far from here. It hasn't been active for a while, but that probably means there is another den relatively close to here. That's just happened. Under her neck, the one that's growling, the one that's swatting. Oh, now the other lion's come, hidden it. But she's got a gash, and that looks like it's just happened from a horn. But of course she's still eating and stuff, so it looks probably just a flesh wound. There. That could be from a hoof or a horn of this buffalo. So it is a very dangerous business, hunting buffalo. Sure. That's quite deep, but I mean, she doesn't look to be too affected by it as she's munching away. So this pride doesn't have any small cubs currently. So I think that looks like a horn wound to me. And we couldn't really see what was happening in the grass a lot. Oh dear, shame, poor girlie, but as I said, doesn't look to be affecting her too much. She's getting tucking into that buffalo. Now the male's positioned himself in sort of the best spot. Once he gets through past the stomach, he'll get into the things like the liver, which are high in iron, kidneys, also quite nutrient rich. Well, it seems like lots of lion and buffalo interaction this afternoon. I wonder what wonders Jamie's going to find next. Be a bit of a altercation shortly as they keep pushing further in. Oh, no, the lioness has had to vacate her spot. Look, there's another male creeping in. I love those sounds. There's something completely primal about those sounds. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go, a little altercation there.
Together, we're a team.
Our future begins.
People told us we were crazy.
Cheetahs, high-speed hunters of the savannah. Few dare